This is an exciting and immortal game which was played in 1946 by Tigran Petrosian, and for some reasons this game is quite a brilliancy against Katkov. So Tigran Petrosian with white pieces opens the game with this d4, knight f6, and black goes for his Nemzo-Indian defense. Everyone's favorite obviously. So d5, knight bd2, and we have c5 striking the pawn in the center, e3 protecting the pawn, knight c6 and a3. Hoping for, okay, whenever this bishop comes we can just capture and then advance this pawn. Obviously the same happens, d captures, and now we push b4 expanding in the queen side, and bishop goes on e7, bishop b2 obviously. So we have just castle, bishop d3, and now black has already castled, so he wants to open up the position. So after this pawn capture, bishop is threatened, but Tigran Petrosian had this knight move obviously, which protects the bishop. a6, hoping for now this pawn push. b5 is coming to deflect this knight from here, but now queen c2. Obviously this is not the greatest of move and castling was best. But here black can play a very surprising move here with this bishop takes. And why this is working? Because after this we need to move the king, and this game would just be played like this. But I will show you after you just capture here, because knight captures comes as a threat on the bishop and the queen. So obviously queen cannot go back because this would be a blunder, because knight check and the king is stuck in the center of the board. So okay, after this we need to capture the pawn obviously. So it also wins a pawn, so knight takes, and now the queen is hanging, so queen moves by threatening some checkmate, and the knight is also hanging, so we first deliver a check, and once the king move we can just pick up this and knight capture or the queen capture. Queen capture looks good because knight is preventing any pawn push along this b and a file. So this would be in the game, and black is slightly better because of this sacrifice. So this was there in the game, but black did not like it because white was having this king maneuver, and after this king maneuver we don't need to accept the bishop sacrifice obviously. So once the bishop goes back, let's say you go back here, this rook is obviously coming in the center of the game, and there would be some nasty discoveries. So that is why this was not played in the game. And now we see this h6. We were threatening to capture the knight and then pick up the pawn, so obviously this was the threat. But now we have just castle, and with this pawn push attacks the knight. But now Tigran Petrosian found a very wonderful idea with this bishop capture. First he eliminated the knight, and once the knight is eliminated with the bishop capture, now rook is under attack and this knight is also hanging. But we don't have to worry because we have the very surprising move with this rook, and obviously this cannot be possible because of the bishop check and picks up the queen for free. So obviously after this move black played the bishop move and didn't dare to capture the knight. But now we see the bishop check, making the game slightly complicated because after this king move, not moving this knight because this knight is now hanging, we just bring the bishop in the center of the board. And why giving the free knight? Because after black just capture here, we can just capture this and everything is under attack. This bishop, we will win our free piece back, and this would be good. So this was already there in the position, and that is why black found a very interesting move at this point of time, not capturing here, and he found very surprising knight sacrifice. Because after this pawn takes, obviously the rook is now hanging and we don't have time to capture this knight. So rook moves, and now using the fact this knight cannot move, and in the next move black can easily recapture this knight, and this would be just a pawn up for the black side. But he missed an idea, and Tigran Petrosian found the wonderful move, and you can pause the video to try and win the game for Tigran Petrosian. I congratulate you all who spotted this wonderful idea, and we see the very surprising rook sacrifice. And in this fashion we are able to save this knight obviously, so we don't have time to capture because queen is also hanging. So once the queen captures this rook, we have this surprising attack on this queen and the rook, and we can give up the queen because after this take we can just attack this, and everything is just falling obviously. And in this position, when this rook sacrifice took place, black just resigned the game. And what a brilliant game by Tigran Petrosian here. So I'll see you soon in my next video, and if you want to learn chess from me, directly message me on my WhatsApp number. Fees is quite low, so you might wanna give a try. And if you want to reach 2000 rating on chess.com in just 8 months, you must